Fame is strange. It turns kitchens into sets and arguments into story arcs. When my family signed the contract with the network, my mother said, "This is our moment." Our moment. That's how she always phrased things. Collective triumph. Shared destiny. The show was pitched as wholesome. A tight-knit family launching a boutique hospitality business from scratch. Sunday dinners. Brainstorm sessions. Big personalities, but bigger love. When the cameras were on, we were luminous. My father told sentimental stories about my childhood work ethic. My mother called me the glue. My older brother joked that I was the secret weapon. When the cameras were off, the tone shifted like someone flicking a breaker. "You look awkward when you talk," Mum would say in the kitchen while production reset lighting. "Try not to sound so smug." Dad preferred quieter cuts. "You're lucky we're doing this as a family," he'd murmur. "No one would watch you on your own." My brother went for humor. "Don't overthink it," he'd laugh. "You're not the main character." That line was my favorite. You're not the main character. The first season exploded faster than anyone expected. Viewership numbers climbed. Social media accounts multiplied. Interviews rolled in. Producers began pulling me aside between shoots. "Lean into your commentary," one of them told me. "The audience responds when you're candid." Candid. What they meant was, when I stopped performing family harmony and let my eyes say what my mouth couldn't. There's a strange alchemy in reality television. You can script situations, but you can't fake micro-expressions. Viewers catch the flicker, the hesitation, the swallowed reply. Midway through season 1, I was asked to stay back after a production meeting. The executive producer didn't waste time. "You're tracking highest in audience engagement," she said, sliding a printed chart across the table. My name was circled in red. "Confessional segments featuring you are outperforming the rest of the cast combined." Cast. She used the word like it was obvious. "I want to talk about options," she continued. Options turned into a quiet contract addendum. My compensation would be structured separately, paid into an individual account. There were clauses about future projects, development conversations. If the show pivoted, I would pivot with it. I signed without telling my family, not out of spite, out of pattern recognition. At home, success was communal when it benefited them and individual when something went wrong. If a segment tested poorly, Mum would say, "You came off cold." If a storyline trended online, Dad would announce, "We raised you well." By season 2, interviews became more polished. We had stylists, media training, coordinated color palettes. We also had sharper edges backstage. The morning of the new season launch interview, Mum was already irritated before we left the hotel suite. "You need to stop pausing before you answer questions," she snapped while adjusting her earrings in the mirror. "It makes you look guilty." "I'm thinking," I said. "Well, don't. Thinking doesn't test well." Dad sighed from the couch. "Just smile more. You always look like you're judging us." I almost laughed at that. My brother walked past and muttered, "Don't go rogue today." Rogue. As if autonomy was rebellion. The car ride to the studio was silent except for Mum rehearsing anecdotes she planned to tell about our unbreakable bond. Backstage, makeup artists circled us like careful satellites. The host's voice echoed faintly from the stage, warming up the crowd. Mum leaned toward me while a producer adjusted her mic. "Remember," she whispered, lips barely moving, "none of this happens without us. Don't embarrass the family." Embarrass the family. I had spent 2 seasons absorbing that phrase. I had also spent 2 seasons preparing. 2 weeks earlier, I'd finalized a separate development deal. A limited docuseries focused on the actual operational side of our business. Real decisions. Real numbers. Less curated emotion. It would center on me. The network had agreed to announce it when timing felt right. Timing felt right. A stagehand signaled it was almost time. My family lined up to walk out first. I stepped back. Mum frowned. "What are you doing?" "I'll follow," I said calmly. They walked onto the stage to applause. Bright lights swallowed them whole. I stayed in the shadows near the curtain, able to see the audience through a thin slit of space. The host smiled widely as the cheers settled. "We're so excited to have you all back for another season," she began. "But before we start, there's something we need to address." Mum's smile tightened slightly. The host glanced at her cue cards. "One member of the family will not be joining us today." A ripple moved through the audience. Dad's head turned slightly, scanning the wings. The host continued. "We received a statement earlier this morning." She unfolded a page. My voice wasn't read dramatically, just evenly. "I've decided not to participate in today's interview or the upcoming season in the same way. I'm choosing to protect my peace and step back from dynamics that no longer serve me. I'm grateful for the opportunities this platform has given me, but I will be moving forward independently." The audience murmured. On stage, silence. Then chaos. Mum leaned toward Dad, whispering urgently. He shook his head sharply. My brother's composure cracked first. "What is this?" he snapped into his mic, forgetting it amplified. The host tried to regain control. "There will be more information released about upcoming projects." "Upcoming projects?" Mum interrupted, her voice rising. "We haven't agreed to anything." The host blinked. The audience shifted from confusion to fascination. Dad stood abruptly, knocking his chair back with a screech. "This is a misunderstanding," he said too loudly. "We're a family." My brother laughed once, sharp, humorless. Backstage crew members froze. Producers stared at monitors like scientists observing a rare reaction. On stage, my family forgot they were being filmed. Voices layered over each other. "How could you do this? We built this together. This is betrayal." Betrayal. The word echoed beautifully under studio lights. The host attempted to cut to commercial. Mum was gesturing wildly now, accusing the network of manipulation. Dad's face flushed red. My brother swore under his breath, very audibly. In less than 3 minutes, the perfect family dissolved in front of a live audience. No careful editing, no flattering angles, just unfiltered response. I watched from backstage with a strange calm settling over me. For years, I had been told not to embarrass the family. All I did was remove myself. They did the rest. Later, as security quietly ushered them off stage, a producer approached me. "You okay?" she asked. "I am," I said honestly. Fame magnifies what already exists. Under lights, we had looked united. In shadow, we had been brittle. Today, the lighting changed. And suddenly, everyone could see the cracks. They always told me I wasn't the main character. Turns out the audience disagreed.